You're going to leave me alone with this guy?
Dude, Dylan the villain.
He's one of the only other people I know in this world that's crazy enough to get me to do stupid shit. All right.
Like what's some of the stupid shit I've gotten you to do?
You
see my problem is I do stupid shit in my head and don't remember any of it. So refresh the memory here.
Dude, I think it's like you and Trey Herrera. I don't know why, but for some odd reason, when you're around, I feel like I have to impress you. Like when we go riding bikes, I think a lot of it is because of the history that you have. Like you have filmed with, let's be honest, the best bicycle riders in the world. Is that an exaggeration?
I mean, they're my friends, so of course not.
Well,
it's
but
not an exaggeration.
I'm just saying, like you have filmed with all of the X Games athletes. Like literally, you have filmed with all world-renowned athletes. Is that a true statement? Yes or no?
That's a slight exaggeration. Slightly.
It's not a slight exaggeration. It's the truth. And so every time I'm with you, I'm like, man, I don't want to disappoint Dylan. I got to make sure I bring my A game because Dylan Foles in the house.
Even if there's no camera out, or it's just a
no, even if there's no camera out, because for some odd reason I don't ever believe that you ride your bicycle without a camera.
Not anymore.
Like, have we ever ridden our bicycles and you not had a camera with you? I'm sure that there has been, but it seems like you always have a GoPro or something with you, and it's like, it's time to impress Dylan, because you never know if he's following behind you and he has that little red dot flashing on that GoPro, and it's like, I better make sure that this runs on point. Like, everything's got to be extended when Dylan's around.
Okay, so one that stands out to me that has stuck in my memory for a long time.
I think I know what you do.
I hope we'll find out what he's excited about after we try this one. Is the Road 34.
That's exactly what I was thinking of. I knew that's where this was going.
Good.
I have no clue what you're talking about, Dylan Full. If I remember correctly, did I not talk to you right before that jump happened?
Yeah. You told me you were going to try and rodeo, like on your snowboard, which now it would be, I think, considered a cash roll.
It'd be, yeah.
But this was like 2010, I want to say, maybe 9.
Maybe 9, because I graduated in 2011 from high school, and it was at least a year and a half, 2 years before that.
Well, either way, 2009 or 10. Yeah, you told me you were going to try a rodeo.
Yeah.
I, of course, encourage this because it's either going to be the most epic land make of all time or the most epic crash of all time. And for better or worse, it was one of the most epic crashes of all time.
Yeah.
What was going through your mind? Was this trying to impress me?
I don't. Still. Well, you were there. You were filming.
Yeah.
All my boys. AJ was on the mic. That was part of the problem too. Is AJ was on the mic, and AJ's like, you got something special for the crowd, like, because it seemed like at every contest I did something silly, and back in the day, like the Do Tour days, or like the Vans Triple Crown, I used to do a trick that AJ loved. I did a 360 heel clicker, and
Pixar didn't happen, bro.
Yeah,
that's a gnarly trick.
I want to see that.
Let's all go to Woodward and Copper because I want to see that.
I've got photos of it. Yeah, right. We have photos, and I'm sure I could probably try to dig up a video or two of it from back then. But yeah, literally a 360 heel clicker. But you have to remember, you're like, oh, heel clickers. You got to realize a heel clicker back when I was doing them wasn't that big a deal because we weren't running 30-inch wide bars. We were running like 12-inch wide bars.
Yeah, so just a crossbar.
Like literally, our bars were like you would get your bars and you would cut them down and put it like as close to the crossbar as you could get your bars because it's when bar spin. And what's crazy is here's the thing I never understood is I cut my bars down like I was a pro bar spinner. How many times have you seen me bar spin in your life? Maybe like 5.
I don't even think I've ever seen you try.
Think of one.
Yeah. Yeah, I've maybe bar spun like 5 times in my entire life.
Yeah.
And so it's like...
So you're just trying to impress AJ, essentially.
Yeah.
How you ended up in this situation.
Yeah, Dylan had that damn camera out. I knew he was making an edit of the thing. Dylan definitely was encouraging it. He's like, "Oh yeah, you totally have this shit." Same as like Trey Herrera. Screw that guy too.
A lot of eneblers in this friend group.
I know,
sure,
I've seen you on a
you do that.
snowboard. Yeah, I've never heard of it on a mountain bike, but I would
Yeah.
love to see this.
Yeah, and that's the thing is I was like, I'm so comfortable, Okay, so I'm comfortable flipping a bike. I'm comfortable flipping a snowboard. I'm comfortable flipping anything, let's just be honest. But I'm sitting there and the next thing I know, I'm like, I think that I can rodeo this bicycle because, and I don't know why I thought that. You kind of came off this left-hand hip and you were just kind of set up into this jump. Like you almost like had to purposely turn your wheel to the right, not to spin to the left off of this ramp. And I was like, and it had so much pop to it. Like this thing was like, this ramp I think was like a 6-foot tall
Yeah,
lip.
it was a real tall lip for how small the course was.
I mean, real quick, it was a dirt jumping contest in the back parking lot of a bar in Fort Collins where you rolled in off of a semi truck and then hit 2 wooden lips to dirt landings.
Yeah, and then there was this like crazy. There was like this crazy oververt quarter pipe at the end of it. And what was crazy about that thing was that lip was like, I think it was like 6 feet tall, but it seemed like it had about 12 feet of vert on it.
Yeah, that quarter pipe was.
It was well, no, like the lip. That last dirt jump lip. I think it was a 6-foot tall lip, if I remember correctly. But it had literally it truly was 6 feet, and it truly went to vert. Like the top foot of it was vert, and the distance of that jump couldn't have been but 8 feet. It was like jumping a
space, so it was kind of spots.
Yeah, it was like jumping a spine, and I was like. Every time I hit that thing, it was already like throwing me into flip, and I was kind of already going off axis. So I was like, I'm gonna rodeo this bitch. That didn't work out for me, did it, Dylan?
Well, because rodeo isn't a thing. On a bicycle.
Yeah. Okay,
that's the downside.
Okay, but
no, it did not work out for me.
Yeah, you just ended up upside down, tangled.
I was upside down backwards.
You did get out of it fairly well.
I was upside down backwards because I did get the backflip. I did get the 180. And then all of a sudden, I just remember looking upside down at that quarter pipe traveling backwards. And I'm like, I don't know what to do now.
Yeah, I confidently made it halfway.
I confidently made it halfway and got stuck halfway upside down and was like, I didn't really think this through before I decided I was going to do this. And
I think lawn chair is the term they use for this type of crashes. Yeah, it was just straight
folded.
Straight, not scorpion. It was like back first, legs followed. Like back straight to the top of the landing. Legs crunched up.
If I remember correctly, though, I rolled out of that and took a bow.
Oh, yeah. You, ever the performer. Accurate, you rolled down the landing.
Lands completely.
And then just uses the momentum of the roll to get onto your feet, and you're just like, you're welcome.
I think that's kind of how that went down, if I remember correctly. And I was like...
And the crowd was just shocked. It was first, it was like, oh! And then nobody knew what to do. It was just like, oh, he walked away from it. I guess it couldn't have been that gnarly, but it was one of the gnarliest things.
Oh, yeah. You got out of that so much better than you should have. It was so... That's actually one of my favorite things.
Your toes would have kicked the
ground while your entire back was laying on the ground. Like, you fully closed on yourself.
Right. That's what made your feet so small. You kicked the ground so hard on that crash.
All right.
That's
point
awesome.
taken. Yeah, I don't look at that crash as being that bad.
No, you got out of it great, but if you
fine.
just looked at the footage, you're like, oh, that guy's gonna have back problems forever.
I guess I got lucky.
Yeah.
It was one of those. I think I think that's one of the things is when I was growing up riding, we had to learn backflips into a sand pit. There were no such things as foam pits. We had a lake jump, but
I really want to hit a lake jump. I've never been able to. It sounds like so much fun.
we had a lake jump, but we never had it set up because our lake jump consisted of literally a door
Yeah.
It was a door that we put like a 2x4 on the top of, and then put like a little bit of a piece of plywood right there to give it a little bit of pop. And we launched, and we started doing that after I'd learned backflips. Like my first backflip was into a sand pit. It was like just a pile of gravel on the side of a street at a construction zone, and it was like super soft. And I was like, I want to do a backflip. I was like 14, 15 at the time. And I was like, I think I'm going to learn backflips on my bike today. And we put a ramp up against it, another jankety ramp, and that's where I learned backflips, was onto a gravel pit.
That's awesome.
Or gravel landing.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, that's pretty hankered.
So speaking of Road 34 and all the shenanigans we've gotten into, what's like your favorite story of the three of us going, like, is there anything, I mean, if nothing comes to mind, that's fine, but like I was just curious, like I'm sitting here, we've been through so many like random adventures.
We have been on a lot of random adventures.
That I think
have the three of us just done a trip together?
Not just.
I don't think just the three
That's
of
what
us.
we need to make happen, is just the three of us. I don't know how smart that would be to set the three of us onto the road by ourselves.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of one-uppery. I'm down.
The joy quota will be very full after that trip.
My fear is both of you are a lot more athletic than I am.
But you're more confident.
And my problem is I still think that I can, I'm still that old man who thinks I can kick your guys' ass. So it'll be like, Dylan will be like, I'm totally going to do this. And I'll be like, I'm up first, Scooter.
Yeah.
Hold my Shirley Temple.